Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about metrics in Klaviyo and how you can use your Recomma quiz builder to collect all of the data from these quizzes and turn them into automated emails. Essentially, what you do is you create your metrics in Klaviyo, collect data from Recomma, and then create flows that also send these automated mail triggers. If you're ready to dive in and find out in detail, let's get started. So the first thing that we want to do is to connect our Recomma with Klaviyo, and for that we're going to go to Recomma in our Shopify, and then we're going to click integrations. What we see here is public API key and private API key. You're going to get both of these from Klaviyo, so let's go ahead and go to Klaviyo. From here you're going to click Recomma, and from there on you're going to click settings. And then at the bottom here, you can see API keys. First one is the public API key. So you're going to copy that and go back to Recomma, paste it right here. And the second one, you have to create your private API key. So for that, let's just click create private API key. You're going to name your key. So let's just say something like tests API. And then from here on, you make sure to click full access key and then create. As you can see, this is the only time that your key will be visible, so make sure to save this somewhere. But you also have to copy this, and we're gonna go back to Recomma and paste it right here. From here on, you're going to click connect. And as you can see, it's already connected. Now, because we want to make sure that our emails get collected in a certain group by Klaviyo, we have to make sure that we have a list that Recomma can collect these with. So let me show you with an example. You're going to go to your quizzes and then choose whatever quiz you want. You're going to go to integrations. And as you can see here, it says select list. So let's choose email list, for example. And then we're going to click save. And there you go. Now that the email list is selected, all of the data and information will automatically go to this list. Now let's go back to Klaviyo. Now in order for our metrics to work right here, what we need is data. And we can get data only if somebody has already passed the quiz. So let's do that real quick. So we're going to answer some questions right here. There you go. Now we have products and data and a person to work with. Now let's go back to Klaviyo and see what happened. Now we're back in our Recomma, and let's go ahead and go to our audience right here and go lists and segments. What you will notice is that there's already one member in our email list, and that is the one that we just completed. And when we click on profile, we will see a bunch of data right here, like the questions and their answers, which are under value category, and that followed with the rest. Now we need to create our metric. But before we even create our metrics, let's clearly understand what they are and what they're made for. So think of metrics like activity logs for each customer. When somebody does something like opening an email, completing a quiz, Klaviyo saves that action as a metric, and you can use them to send emails based on what they did. So for our example, if somebody completes a quiz, that action becomes a metric for Klaviyo. And because they already know that they completed the quiz, you can automatically send them their results or product recommendation, or even simply just an email that states that they have completed the quiz. So here in the metrics section under analytics right here, if we scroll down a little bit, we can already see that Klaviyo added a metric itself under the quiz that we just completed. So that would be Recomma quiz completed skincare quiz. But you can create your own custom one as well. So what you're going to do is click right there. And then let's just give it a random name. So like, let's say skincare quiz routine. And you can arrange it by value or count. And here we have to define it. So let's choose a metric name. And we can choose from whatever APIs that we have connected with our quizzes. So let's just say choosing this one. And then we have to also choose a metric value property. And then you can choose to create metric. And there you go. As you can see, our metric is created. And as you can see, this is the latest results that we just submitted. So now let's see how we can actually trigger this metric. The good thing about these metrics, though, is that you don't have to absolutely create your custom metric in order for it to work. So right after we completed the quiz, this metric right here was added by Klaviyo itself. And this is the one that we just did together. So it doesn't have to be custom in order for it to work. And also, yeah, this is something that's automatic. It's so much easier for the customers and for the users, for the merchants to use. Unlike how we used to like segment people and put them in different groups manually, this is done automatically. Anyway, less talking and let's get into how we actually trigger it and how we add flow and send the emails. So you're gonna go to flow right here, right under campaigns, and then click build your own. You will see that there are a bunch of pre-existing ones that you can choose to work with, but I'm going to create my own. And then let's name this. I will name it Welcome to Recomma. You can name it something similar. You can, it can be a thank you flow or whatever. And then once you're done naming it, click create flow. And then it's going to take us to this dashboard. So for this one, we have to choose our metrics. So make sure to click your metrics, then API. From here, you have to choose the one that we're working with. So for us, it would be the skincare quiz. And then all you have to do is just click save. And after that, you're going to click confirm and save. Now we have to add email, which is an essential part of this whole tutorial. It's a very easy drag and drop method, as you saw. And here we can also add our subject line manually, as I'm doing right here. Or you have the option to also add a template like I'm doing here right now. So you have to click select template. And I already made one before this, so pre-make it as well if you're going to use this method. You're going to choose your template. As you can see, I have added some fun like dynamic fields, and also for the products that we were recommended at the end, I added a code that I will make sure to leave the article below in the description, so you can use that as well in your emails. Another thing when it comes to triggers is that you can also add filters. So there are trigger filters and profile filters. Let me show you how you can add profile filters, for example. You're going to click add and then add profile filter. And then we need to select the condition that is always, almost all the time, is properties about someone. And then we need dimensions. So it could be from here. So like the custom properties are your questions from the quiz. For example, what is your main skincare concern? And that would be equal, doesn't equal to, and then you select this condition right here. And then the dimension value would be dryness and dehydration. What this means is that this email will get to all of the people who completed the quiz whose answers were dryness to the question, what is your skin type? You can create a separate flow, let's say right here, and that would mean this email would go to somebody who doesn't have a dry skin, for example. And that way you can send different emails to different kinds of people who had different answers. And then once you're done, you're going to click review and turn on. Flow status would be live. We can also schedule it as well, but we're just gonna do it right now, and then we're gonna click save. And there you go, you just created your first flow. As you can see, you can try to test it out. You can just type in your email to send it as a preview to make sure that it all looks good. But now actually let's go back to Klaviyo to see what changed in our general dashboard. Once it's sent, let's go back to the flow settings in Klaviyo in general, and this is what it would look like. It says live. This is simply because of my personal account. That's why this is right here. And when you click on it, you can see that the status that it is in, you can change it. And now let's go to see what the actual email itself would look like if it was sent to a client. Okay, as you can see, this is my email inbox. And this is the email that I received after completing the skincare quiz. As you can see, the subject line is there. The products are also there. Everything is by the exact template that we did, and everything works perfectly fine. And yeah, this is how you can create the metrics with Recomma and Klaviyo to automate your email process. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. See you next time.